Hey, this is Trader Travis, and welcome to another Philosophical Friday. If you're new to Philosophical Friday, it's a once-a-month training where I share some of the best tips and lessons I learned from my millionaire mentors about how to process the challenges of life from the viewpoint of a millionaire. For example, what does a millionaire think about politics? What does a millionaire think about terrorist attacks? Because when America was attacked on September 11, 2011, I was able to get on a call with him and other students to hear his perspective on what happened. And what he said really blew my mind away because his perspective was unlike any I had heard before. And it was so impactful on the way I thought that I have never forgot it. And in the process, he also helped us reframe how we view presidential elections. Now, before I reveal what he taught me, let me share my stock market prediction for the next 2 years, because I have publicly gone on record to say that I expect another market crash to happen within the next 2 years. And it's not because I'm some economic genius and I'm not trying to time the market. It's just simple common sense, in my humble opinion. What you're looking at is a stock chart of the S&P 500. And this goes all the way back since the Great Depression. We can see that the stock market has a bias to go up. It's human nature, right? Us humans, we try to become better every single year. This is what you see in this stock chart. However, just like your personal life, divorce, deaths, things like that. Is your life always on a high point? No, you have low points. You have points where your life is kind of blah, blah. That's what the stock market does. Yes, it goes up overall, but it has these high and low points. It has these corrections, and they come in cycles every so often, every so many years. So the stock market just doesn't go straight up or straight down. It has corrections of 10 to 40, 50, sometimes even 60% from time to time. This is a normal occurrence. So why isn't anyone preparing for it? People know it happens, but why aren't they doing anything about it? So again, I think times will eventually get tough in the world, and I'm preparing early. The market has been going up since 2009 and is now in 2016 as I'm recording this. That's about 7 years. We are overdue for a crash. And because I expect this crash to happen within the next 2 years, I have cashed out all of my investments, IRAs, all of that. I'm in cash stacking mode so that I will have plenty of cash on hand to buy things when they go on sale during the next crash. But before the market crashes, here's what I expect to happen in the economy. I expect first the stock market to keep going up. Right now, the stock market is pretty close to all-time new highs. So I honestly expect it to keep going up from here. I also expect eventually some kind of euphoria will enter the market. People will forget the pain they felt in the last market crash, 2007, 2009. And then right when things seem their rosiest, the market will begin to crash in price, and it will catch people off guard because, again, they're on their mental high about how great the world is and how great the stock market is doing. Again, I expect this to happen within the next 2 years. Now, during this time of upward price movement, here's what I also expect. I expect those uninitiated in my unconventional but profitable ways will view me as an ignorant, fear-mongering quack. I also expect people to ignore me and think, hey, he's an idiot. The stock market is going up, making all-time new highs, and he has 99% of his portfolio in cash. He's missing out on all of those gains. And then when I triple my retirement account during the next market crash, I also expect these same people to say I was lucky. This is the nature of human existence. And when chaos finally shows up on their doorstep, they will lose money, and I will have plenty of cash to buy the stocks they are trying to get rid of. This is the nature of life, and it's up to you to decide if you want to be on the winning side or the losing side. And if you want to be a successful investor, you have to learn how to inoculate yourself against the opinions of others. Hence why I ignore the noise. I don't watch the news. We don't even watch TV really. And I implement the proven blueprint I learned from a millionaire many years ago. And currently I'm implementing the 1% challenge. Now, what is the 1% challenge? Let me come here to my account and show you some recent trades I made. Now, all these trades you see right here brought in about $516. These trades only risk 1% of my account. What that means is that worst case scenario, if I lose money on all these potential trades, I will lose roughly 1% of my available cash. These are called insurance trades. They are really the only way I know how to make money when the stock market is going up, down, or sideways. The way it works is just like the insurance on your home. Pretty much I'm buying and selling insurance and getting paid for it. Just like your insurance company insures your home, you pay them a premium each month. So this is called being an insurance trader in the stock market. You're just buying and selling insurance to other traders and you get premiums. And these premiums, just like when your house doesn't burn down each year, does your insurance company give you a refund? No, they keep your money. And so if this catastrophic event doesn't happen with these insurance contracts, I get to keep the cash or the premium I received. And if everything goes right, I will hit my max profit of $516 this week. These are weekly trades, so I made this money in 1 week. Hopefully, I can make it week after week. But the goal is to earn 1% on my account each month while keeping 99% of my account in cash. So even if the market goes up 6 more years from where it's at right now, I will still be okay. I'm making 12% a year while 99% of my money is safely in cash, protected from a loss. I could care less if I'm wrong about my 2-year prediction because I'm still making money. I'm beating the stock market average of 9-11% a year. And I'm doing it with a lot less risk than other people are taking right now, because other people probably have their portfolios fully invested right now. And I was not able to do this with stocks. In order for me to earn 12% a year with my stocks, most of the money has to be invested. But because of the leverage and earning potential of options, I can leave 99% of my account in cash and still make 12% a year. It's awesome. And I look back and people thought I was crazy to invest $9,000 to learn this. And I'm like, are you kidding me? It was one of the absolute best decisions of my life, investing in myself and investing in my education. And I'll leave you with this. I haven't participated in a lot of market crashes, but the ones I have participated in, they always have some kind of extreme optimism present in society before they happen. However, there's no guarantee this will happen in the next market crash. And again, if I'm wrong, I'm totally okay with that because I learned something from a lady who lost her son to a drowning accident. She said, in life, it's best to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Now, let me move on and talk about our recent presidential election. And basically, my thoughts are there are 2 reasons why it doesn't matter who is elected president. One is a personal reason, and the second is my Millionaire Mentors reason. So when I enrolled in the military, when I joined the United States Army, we swore an oath. And it went something like this. You say your name, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear truth, faith, and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to the regulations and uniform code of military justice, so help me God. So for us military folks, it really doesn't matter who's president because we're supposed to honor, serve, and respect the commander-in-chief, regardless if we like them or not. So just imagine how different the world would be if we all honored, served, and respected each other. So that's a veteran's viewpoint on presidential elections. And by the way, I'm recording this on Veterans Day, so happy Veterans Day to my fellow vets. Now, let me share how my Millionaire Mentor viewed presidential elections. Now, I don't remember, what he said word from word. It's been a long time, so I'm paraphrasing here. But essentially, he said, every day you wake up, you have a choice. Do you want to be a leader or do you want to be a loser? That's the only vote that really matters. Each day you vote to be a leader or a loser. He said that if I whine and complain about my elected officials, then I'm being a loser. Whining is the tool of losers, and with that tool, they build castles of nothingness. Instead, he taught us to be leaders and to take care of our families, to outsmart idiotic but well-meaning politicians, even amongst trying times that we needed to rise above the situation and find a way to overcome. Because right now, there are some people who are scared because they think the president will ruin their life. And there are some people who think the president is going to make their life better. Well, according to my Millionaire Mentor, they're both wrong. Because he said your personal decisions will have a greater impact on your life than the president will. And that when you decide to change and become a better version of yourself, then that change will have a ripple effect. It will change the people around you. Are you affecting people with your loserness, or are you affecting people with your leadership? So here's my own personal example and how I'm affecting you with my own leadership. Many years ago, I could have been a loser and complain like the rest of my peers about how the man won't let me get ahead and how it's so hard out there, I shouldn't even try. But instead, I chose to be a leader, and I enrolled in an options course. Well, it wasn't even an options course. It was a wealth institute that taught me how to achieve financial independence in 5 years or less. Then, many years later, I met my wife, and instead of adopting the belief that we will always be in debt, some people are like, oh, you'll always be in debt, so why get out of debt? I've heard that before from people I know. Well, we decided to be leaders. We both taught and enrolled in a Dave Ramsey class. We voted to become debt-free. We discovered that achieving financial freedom had little to do with how much money you make and has everything to do with how much debt you have or don't have. Again, do you want to be a leader or do you want to be a loser? No president is a reason we are financially independent. It was because we voted for financial freedom. No president is going to fix or ruin your life. So vote for yourself, not the president, because only you can make a real difference in your life. What will fix or ruin your life is the choices you make or don't make. I meet people every single day that's tired of their job, tired of their boss, tired of corporate politics and ascension through strategic butt kissing. They're just tired of being sick and tired. Well, guess what? The solution is simple. Vote to be a leader and vote to take control of your life. Vote for financial independence. Vote for what my community is about. Vote for more family time, more income, and more opportunities to give back. But you will never have more family time, more income, and more chances to give back unless you choose to be a leader. You have to control your destiny, because if you don't, somebody else will.